Hello, we're here in the green room. So glad to be here with you and with my special guest who has been a part of today's celebration, the 25th silver anniversary of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. here at the Highland Christian Center. And this gentleman is the pastor of the Vancouver Full Gospel Church, and he is Bishop A.Wells. Welcome, Bishop. So glad to have you with us today.
Thank you. So glad to be with you, Marcia, today. And I'm just excited about the celebration. We've done this now for a number of years. But to see the vitality that continues to follow the celebration and people remembering the dream is very, very exciting.
It is exciting and it's exhilarating to see many come back, many new faces. We've had some new interviews today, and it's just very uplifting to see that his impact continues to move people from a very deep place within. Now, you've been serving at the Vancouver Full Gospel Church for how long?
We've been going there for about a year. Naturally, of course, I came to Portland in 1964. I established the Emmanuel Temple congregation in North Portland, Missouri, and Sumner. That was 45 years ago, of course. 8 years ago, my son took leadership of the church, and so we worked with him for a while. Went south for a couple of years and then back a couple of years and started the new congregation downtown Vancouver, Vancouver Full Gospel Church, 311 West Evergreen in downtown Vancouver.
Well, that's quite an undertaking. And you have a lot of energy, and you have a lot of passion, and you have a commitment to keep Dr. King's dream alive, keep it thriving, to reach out in the community. And you're involved in a number of, and started some other organizations as well over the years, haven't you?
Yes, we have. First of all, I'm appreciating my experience and time together with the Albina Ministerial Alliance, which is an old ecumenical organization, began in 1957 thereabout. It's a collection of different denominations and organizations working together for the common good. And I was quite blessed working a number of years with the Albina Ministerial Alliance and served as president for about 6 years with a couple of different terms there at the Alliance. But in addition to that, with the Emmanuel Temple congregation, we established a program called Emmanuel Community General Services. The acronym is ECS, and it's a social economic development cooperation, public benefit, that seeks to address ills relating to youth that's involved in gangs and drug addictions and various other issues that cause them to be incarcerated, but how do we get them back on their feet? How do we provide for alternative programs for them? So we've done that for a number of years quite successfully.
Well, praise the Lord for that. And how do you see that things are diminishing, or they're accelerating, or in the way of the gangs? I don't see it as much in the news as I have in the past. I'd like to think that it's on the decline, but I'm not sure.
Well, it's kind of a yes and no. There are ways in which we've improved understanding the dynamics of gangs and what drives people to get involved in gangs, the need for a sense of belonging, and then at times it becomes infiltrated by drug sales, and so that drives the gangs. And then in terms of violence that comes from gangs, it may be turf wars for territory for drug sales. It may have to do with this set living on this particular street, and they don't want the others to be a part of that. And other times it's just like domestic violence. It's just different individuals that don't get along well. So those who seek to provide outreach services to gangs, as we are trying to stay on top of what's going on, why they do what they do, you continue to educate yourself on the different norms and the changes that we face. But just like in every other aspect of society, we tend to change in our business community, in our education, every other industry. We meet with changes and new demands, and so gangs seem to be the same way. We think we're making some headway in a number of areas, but you establish the infrastructure that they know who they can count on to be serviced in those areas.
Well, they and we are very fortunate to have you and your efforts and your team of people who work so hard to try to change things for the better. And this is what it's all about. As believers in the Son of God, we know that He expects us to use the skills and talents that we have to make a difference in the world, to make it better. We won't make it all better, but when it's all said and done, we want to hear Him say, good, well done, good and faithful servant. We want to be able to hear those words. So we thank you so much for being a part of today, for being a part of making the world a better place, Bishop. Thank you for joining us.
Well, I'm delighted to have been with you. I have been blessed by today's celebration. I appreciate Dr. King and the impact he's made upon all of our lives and
Yes.
even the world. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Thank you.